Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is FakhiraMzlan. Thank you for tuning in on my discussion for today. I would like to say many thanks to our dear lecturer Dr. Fitri Amir and fellow class. Okay. In the following of my slide discussion, I will provide you with case study about event. It required us to do case study based on the event that we need to choose. So I picked ROAR and SIIAF 2019. Briefly about the event. I choose the event entitled ROAR, which is recreational. O is for orang, A for asal, R for Rain. ROAR, recreational orang asal Rain. As my interest to explore the events that related to Selangor International Indigenous Arts Festival, which is SIIAF. And fortunately, I am the one who participate that event. And also, it is 5th edition of the annual event. In effort to bring in more hype to the SIIAF 2019, so ROAR and SIIAF 2019, both event trails down to the Visit Malaysia Year VMY 2020 campaign organized by the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. The content of my presentation is as follows. First, what is host community? Second, introduction. Third, video about ROAR and SIIAF 2019. Fourth is details about the event. Fifth is briefly about the SEA Games 2017. And then 6 is comparison between two events. 7 is references. Okay. Now, in subject event, there is chapter regarding the impact of event to the host country. There is 3 subchapter, but I pick only 2 subchapter to relate the topic with the event. Then, introduction on the impact of events to the host country. Okay, we all know that events are powerful platform. When planned well, they have a lasting positive impact. So, events can actually give impact on the host country. The impact can be economic, social, and environmental. Other than that, about the economic impact of event, and of course, well-managed tickets event always have the capacity to be profitable. However, events have the power to do so much more than to generate profits. Often, events are planned and produced with the sole objective of delivering social impacts for the local area in which they are held. So basically, the events is not only for profitable, but it also have social impact too. So that's why they made the event. Next is the slides about the introduction of impact of event to the host country, which is impacts can be also be positive and negative. And also then manager of events must understanding of impacts so that they can plan their events to have impacts that are positive opposed to negative. So I found out the reference by sources by Karen Houston 2013, which is saying the impact of tourism on host country, there is 3: economic, social, cultural, and physical. Okay, next is example on the impact of event to the host country, which is I found the sources from Martin Martin Wallstam and et al. On 2018. It's saying that social impact of event on host communities have two positive impacts and also negative impacts. Positive impacts such as it stated that firstly is increased employment opportunities, third is increased entertainment opportunities, third is economic benefit, fourth is enhanced community image, and others. Also we turn to negative impacts, which is firstly is increased crime levels, second is litter, third is damage to the environment, fourth is noise, fifth is overcrowding, and others. After that, I will jump to my slide discussion on sports event in Malaysia, which is I found it about the facts from sources media 2020, saying there is four main points, which is firstly, globally sports tourism is recognized as one of the upcoming tourism markets with significant economic potentials. In Malaysia, it is an important income generator in the tourism industry. Second is, this type of sport tourism combines both sport activities and leisure, which typically lure tourists to exciting destinations known for its physical or nature attraction. Third is social impact. By establishing more quality sports avenues, this would in turn encourage Malaysians to keep fit and healthy, leading to a healthier lifestyle and creating a productive sports nation. Fourth is, the last point is economic impact. With so many exciting events lined up for 2019, increased tourist arrival are expected in the second quarter of the year, whereby the economy stands to gain over 50 million in revenue through accommodation, logistics, and tourist spending. Furthermore, I would like to say about list of sport events in Malaysia. Okay, you are acknowledging about famous sports events, right? Here are the least well-known events in Malaysia. Here are this one. Okay, as you can see, there is Kuala Lumpur 2017 90th SEA Games. Then Litua di Langkawi, Malaysia. Next is Monsoon Cup, held at Terengganu, Malaysia. Also, Putrajaya International Hot Air Balloon on 2019. Next is 2016 Formula 1 Petronas Malaysia Grand Prix, and also MotoGP events, Shell Malaysia Motorcycle Grand Prix on 2019. Okay then, did you know few years lately, people in Malaysia interest in the long distance triathlon race involve sport activities such as 5 km, 10 km, even they have 42 km. So, in sport enthusiasts to test their fitness level in physical and mental strength. Also, spending time with loved ones with sport and beneficial activities. Did you ever been to these several events? Did you aware about this event piqued or captured people's interest? Or the demand come from this type of event? Okay, we can take a look of the event, the listed event, which is first is Penang Bridge National Marathon, And then Diva Kalaran. In my opinion, Borneo Marathon in 2019 is the most popular event, and there is huge kind of event too. It collaboration with UNICEF. Also, the last one is Parkour Run at KL. This run is, if I'm not mistaken, is viral on the Facebook, YouTube, and among the Malaysian itself. But an event that I would like to discuss is ROAR 2019. Since I participate in this event and want to study deeper about it. Before I talk about this event, let's watch a brief video about it. Enjoy!
Ini dia pertemuan dari Sepang Selangor dengan kumpulan yang dikenali dengan nama 3 tongkat 1 tiang.
Okay, I hope you enjoy the video that it is a few combination of video about ROAR and SIIAF 2019. So I will continue my slide discussion with type and scope of the event, which is ROAR and SIIAF 2019. Firstly, this type of sport tourism combines both sport activities and leisure, which it is a long distance triathlon race involved in the event. Secondly, there is a revenue generated range from accommodation, food and beverage, ticket sales, sponsorship, media rights to merchandising and also garment production. Thirdly is recreational orang asal run ROAR 2019 on Selangor International Indigenous Arts Festival SIIAF is the Selangor State Government through Tourism Selangor with the support from the Ministry of Tourism and Culture organize this SIIAF event. Okay, this year edition of SIIAF is expected to set place bigger and better. Every year, Tourism Selangor takes the initiative to elevate the indigenous arts through a dedicated platform that connects city dwellers with the indigenous tribes from Malaysia and overseas, bringing them up close and personal to the orang asal way of lives. Next is vision and mission and objective of this event. There is 4 important key points in this slide discussion, which is firstly, Selangor unique core in cultural tourism is set to impress global eyes. Secondly, SIIAF is one of the initiative to elevate and preserve pure gem of the Selangor states. The orang asal tribes who are still practicing their unique traditional culture and customs, despite the fact the modern technology has taken its toll on the society. Thirdly, SIIAF 2019 is right up the alley in establishing the state of Selangor as a preferred tourist destination, with one of its core strengths in cultural tourism, focusing on the diversity cultures and the arts. Fourth, the glorious event is no stranger to foreign media, as its uniqueness in cultural focus entices global attention, which provides exposure to Selangor hidden gems in particular. Furthermore, we continue with the purpose of the event, which is RAW and SIIAF 2019 This both event trailed down to the Visit Malaysia Year 2020 campaign organized by the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. So, impressively, this year marks the 5th edition of the annual event. In effort of bringing more hype to the SIIAF 2019, Roar will take place on August 4th at the same venue. Also, SIIAF 2019 showcased the rich and diverse culture of Malaysia indigenous tribes through cultural dance performance performed by the Mahmeri and Temuan tribes from Selangor, Semai tribe from Perak, Seletar tribe from Johor, and the Borneo, Sabah and Sarawak tribe. Next, what is more compelling? International indigenous tribes from Spain, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Taiwan and South Korea will grace the event more, with their presence enabling city dwellers to learn and have a closer look on their custom, culture, traditional attire, artwork pieces, craft and language, and watch them perform live. How lucky the participants in Roar and SIIAF 2019 events, right? Then the location and time for this event is on the 3rd and 4th of August 2019. Venue is the National Botanic Park at Shah Alam. The time is 9 till 5 morning to evening. It is to the event. Next, we continued with the target audience slide discussion, which is SIIAF 2019 is perfect not only to adults but also to families with children. On top of exposing the diverse of culture among young generation. Next, SIIAF 2019 in giving pride and global exposure to the indigenous arts is perfect for the public who wish to explore the uniqueness of the Orang Asal culture without having to trail down the rural place. Next, hence it is not surprising that the event draw a large of number of visitors. Facts state that the previous year alone, it attracted more than 7,000 visitors, and this year edition aims to gather 10,000 visitors at the National Botanical Park Shah Alam. The sources is from Tourism Selangor 2019. Next is about the publicity. The publicity for this event roughly there is a big change taking place in the social media world. So the marketers are heavily invested in Facebook, which is in my judgment, I can see the huge number of information about SIIAF on the Facebook rather than Twitter or any other social media. So, marketers are heavily invested in Facebook. After all, it remains the dominant social network for all age group. Besides, it can create and share content on Facebook. After that, the media coverage for this event is Selangor is Legendary Press, Gaya Travel, and also Selangor Kini. Now we jump to recreational Orang Asal Run package. Raw event provide the isotonic drinks, water, power gel, and banana had been prepared for full marathon runner, which is true. I get that. I get the food needs. Also, unveil the 2019 medal design. The unique shape of the medal this year was inspired by the shape of orang asal and the indigenous culture itself. Then the lanyard come in variety of color, but the main color is blue and yellow. So only participants who complete their run within the finish lines are eligible for the finisher medal. Also, they had bibs too, the bib color. Then there is a QR code at runner bib. Scan it and know the time, the results in smartphone. Your personal time, your personal running time. Then garment production made in jersey material, and it is a neon color. Here are the several photos during the event, and it is so exciting and fun environment. So what is other activity in the events? The other activities that we can find out, such as, and first enjoy walking through social setup of indigenous handicraft and the traditional village. Second is special indigenous traditional weaving and blowpipe demonstration. Also the first hand lesson using the blowpipes, weaving and shelter using batam leaf. Third is visitor can sign up for the jungle school lesson. Fourth is visitors are also able to indulge in vast selection of traditional cuisine of domestic and international indigenous tribes at the traditional indigenous food exhibition, brought exclusively by Malaysia Orang Asli Development Association (MUADA). Next is on top of that, a food truck zone and Farmer Fruit Fiesta await visitor with a more hipster appetite and love for fruit. Then a photo gallery exhibition, 1,000 faces of the indigenous, featuring photograph of the orang asal in Malaysia and the world. And lastly is art lovers and collectors can also take a stroll down the Borneo Street Market by Sabah, Sarawak, KL Heritage Association for handmade indigenous crafts such as beautiful painting, woman accessory and clothing. Then I did include the additional info for the event, which is such as the details and event highlights, also the schedule, which is there is a participant from international, which is from South Korea, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, the list. And also there is banner of their schedule, 3 August and 4 August 2019, from morning to evening schedule, which is there is meeting with the people in the tribe, and also roar event, run marathon. After that, there is a photo regarding the opening ceremony, which is there is media and also the authority came at the opening ceremony program. Also there is a photo regarding publicity, how to promote the event itself. And here is the photos about dance performance, which is diversity between each country, international and domestics too, such a colorful and cultural events. Okay, we move on to the slide. What is the community impact in the event Roar and SIIAF 2019, which is it create linkage, bring people together from different countries. Also, religious and cultural festival can play an important role in uniting communities comprising of ethnic and cultural minorities. For example, SIIAF and Roar 2019 had the rich and diverse culture of Malaysian indigenous tribes. Also, it also international indigenous tribes came from Spain, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, and South Korea too. Also, it is enhance the community image too, which is we can gain our knowledge about indigenous tribe. Also, in the run, it's also for healthy lifestyle too. Then we move on to analyze the social community implication in for Roar and SIIAF 2019, which is in the slide. Discussion say that factors influencing social impact: the number of visitors. The more visitors to an area, the greater impact of the tourism. Second is social advantages, improvement in lifestyle, which is the event itself bring attraction or recreational activities to the visitors itself. Also, the negative impacts such as litter and the traffic congestion too. But the negative impact is controlled by the management itself in the event, so there's no worse negative impact in the event, but just a little bit. Next, we move on the economic evaluation of the events in the Roar and SIIAF 2019, which is that we can see the generate profit from the tickets. Also, the visit the covered exhibition area where the stall holder located. There is many they're selling the handmade product, which is indigenous foods as well, so the visitor buy it, and there is economic impact in that matters. Why I want to compare the events of SEA Games event and the SIIAF 2019 and Roar, which is they are sports and sports event and have host community impact itself. So I would love to Roar and SIIAF 2019 to improve the event as better as the SEA Games events. So briefly about the SEA Games, Kuala Lumpur Kuala Lumpur 2019 is here. Location at KL, Malaysia, year 2017. This is the 6th times Malaysia hosting the SEA Games. The logo itself is Wow Bulan. Okay, there is a large number who involved in this event. Next is there is social community impact in the game, which is tourist contact with the Malaysian itself. So we all know there is a different race and multicultural in our Malaysia, in our country. So there is a social impact in the community. Also there is employment increases too. Also then the economy, of course, the online ticket for each event, which is sport events such as hockey, football and others. So briefly, we move on to briefly about discussion on comparison. 5th Selangor International Indigenous Art Festival and also the SEA Games in Kuala Lumpur 2017, which is there is stated the similar differences and improvement. Okay, next, this is my slides reference. All the material in the discussion, I get it from the trustworthy reference and dependable sources, which is 2019 year, the latest ones, also the official government sites of websites. Okay, that is the end of my slide discussion, and also I really appreciate you guys and our dear lecturer who stay and passionately listening to my presentations slide discussion today. Thank you very much. Thank you. So that's all for today. Thank you. Bye.